Oh my God, that hill. This challenge was so much more than going out and running the length of the wall. 137 kilometres, over 2,000 metres of elevation. We are about to attempt something that has never been done before, a relay record across the entire length of Hadrian's Wall.
Now we've got a few new faces with us to make up our team of 5 as we race across the country. We've got a target time in mind of completion, but we want to know your guesses of how long you think it'll take us. For reference, the current women's solo time is 18 hours, 42 minutes and 51 seconds. But what are your guesses on how long it'll take? Let us know in the comments below.
Yes, we've teamed up with Garmin to help us take on this challenge, and we've got some epic features from them that we'll be showing you along the way. But for now, let's get going.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Off we go! And we are, I tell you what, no matter how many times we do these challenges, the first part always scares me, but I have full confidence in the fact that we have an incredible lineup of people running today.
Oh, I hope it's not too boggy. Look at this. Look at the floor. And Sarah's going to come back with like mud just everywhere, I think. Go on, Sarah! He's going speedy. Very speedy. Yeah, that was pretty quick.
There goes our little blue crew van. Look at the little cheerleaders. We love it, we love it. Yes! So I thought whilst I'm battling through the mud, I'd explain what we're actually doing. So we're trying to set an FKT, which is fastest known time. So there have been FKTs for individuals on Hadrian's Wall, maybe like duos or pairs, but there hasn't been a relay team of women take on Hadrian's Wall. And we are here to rectify that. I think you can already tell how changeable the terrain is going to be on this wall. And that is why we are using our Garmin. So we're going to be using Pace Pro and Climb Pro, which essentially take all of the guesswork out of pacing. So we ideally want to be averaging overall 5 to 5:15 per kilometre, which is 8-minute miling. Maths, that's the only maths I can do. So when you take into account elevation, that is where Pace Pro is so useful, because one, you just input what pace you want your overall leg to be. So I'm doing 12k right now, and I put in 5:10, nice and in the middle. And then it will take into account if I have a bit that's quite uphill, it will give me a slower pace to do for that section. And then like now when I'm back down on the flat, I should be doing 5 minutes per kilometre to even it out and to get that 5:10.
It's a sheep. I love sheep. Don't like cows though.
See, I grew up on a dairy farm, so I'm like, oh,
You're used
great.
to it.
Yeah.
How do you make a cow like you? If I'm coming up to a cow and he's in the middle of the path, what do I do to make the cow like not get angry with me?
I'd just move them on. Just be
Just
like,
push
go
them.
on. But I wouldn't touch them. And don't go behind them, because then they can kick backwards.
Okay.
But like,
Yeah.
don't go behind if you can avoid it.
I'm just coming in to the last kilometre. This challenge is going to be so tough, but who better to hand over to than 24-hour GB runner and ultramarathon queen? It's Sophie Power!
Push that out!
Worst relay
I got it!
Love it!
My name's Sophie Power. I am a mum of 3, and I started running about 14 years ago. I was the non-runner at school. I was second last in the mile. I labelled myself when I was 14 as a non-runner. Didn't run more than a mile until 12 years later when I signed up for the Marathon des Sables and was told I could hike it. Realised I'd probably want to get out of the sun a bit quicker, so started running basically from scratch. I never went through the whole step up to 5k, 10k that most people do.
To say it's a bit biblical on the ground is an understatement. So this is completely flooded, but that is a very dangerous A road they just gone to the top of, so I'm going straight through. Oh my god. But this is safety. Safety first, everyone. Safety first. It's actually my knees now.
I got on with the fact that races would be tailored for men and kit would be tailored for men. And I was just going to have to work that much harder as a woman to do the same events, to manage going to the toilet, to manage my period, to manage the kit that was evidently not designed for me, to see the men's race being covered and the women's race quite forgotten. I just assumed that was the norm and got on with it. And it's only in the last few years where I've really gone, actually, that's not right. When we did the insight work for She Races, it was kind of 96% of women had a negative experience on a race or felt that racing wasn't quite tailored for them.
I am back on a normal path, but my feet are basically squelched. There's like pounds of water in them.
We've got a really strong team. Like there's 5 amazing women, well, including myself, I guess, that are going to do this together. And it's quite a long way. I would not want to do it by myself, so I'm definitely glad I've got a nice team together that are going to do it. So I'm really excited about it.
Coming into Carlisle, my grandma brought me a lot here as a kid. She was in the Lake District, so it's a bit emotional seeing some of the things that I've seen before. But yeah, it's been a great leg.
Go on, Sophie!
Go!
I've got a nice flat and tarmac road for the first kind of 2.5k of my run, so I'm going to make the most of it and try and keep up as much speed for this bit as possible.
I was completely flooded.
Oh,
Out to there.
Oh, I was
Don't even think about
I honestly thought this would be a breeze.
Yeah.
I must be running
It would be a beautiful little run.
I think this would be an hour quicker on dry trails.
I think one of the hardest things when I've been running is probably when like I've been feeling really self-conscious that other people are kind of watching me, and it's so hard to sometimes ignore when people are kind of shouting out the window and kind of catcalling you when you're running. It makes you kind of not want to go out and go for that run. And then I think in the past it's definitely made me feel like, well, I don't want to go out running by myself because there's no one there to kind of laugh it off with or to make you feel a bit more safe. It's good to be able to talk about these things because, a shared experience is kind of like something that makes you feel a bit better about it. Because I'm not just doing this myself. I'm really trying to put in the hard work because I know they're all waiting there for me. They'll be there to cheer me in. 2 minutes ahead of my pace pro target, and I'm nearly there. You can see the team. Good luck, thank you. Can I have your GoPro as well? Good luck. Had about 16 kissing gates to go through. Wow. Thought they were cute at first. Then I didn't like them after that. I was like, I got no one to kiss. Look at the side. Yeah, I think you just purposely ran through puddles to us.
Hi, my name's Mae Thompson, and I've been running my whole life. I joined an athletics club when I was 10 and then have been running pretty seriously ever since then. From the age of 16 to 22, I was running at sort of competitive level, and it was just a switch from running because it's fun to running because I'm getting paid to do it, and I wrapped up my identity in my performance. All the joy got sucked out of the sport for me. I know I'm not alone in that. I know it's something that a lot of sort of elite athletes sort of struggle with. By the time I decided to walk away, I was 23 or 24.
Got the navigation on my watch. I actually initially forgot to press start, so that was a good sign.
For about 6 months, I didn't run at all. And then I had a friend say to me, oh, you should come join my running club. And I was like, no, absolutely no way. After a lot of badgering, I finally went, and I didn't even know social running clubs existed. So it kind of opened my eyes to this whole other side of running, and I've sort of been on this journey ever since then. I'm loving it, and I'm falling back in love with it.
Cruising. I just love running. I've done other similar challenges to this before, where if there's a group of 10, 15, there'll be 1, 2, 3 women. Can feel very tokenistic. We're not the minority, we're the majority, and we're owning it. It is incredible. Almost done, but supposedly I get the first peek at the wall, but I haven't seen it yet, so keeping my eyes peeled. I mean, it wouldn't be just like me just to miss it entirely. So yeah, we'll see.
How was it?
Oh my god. Oh, it was incredible.
How was the mix of road and trail?
Fine. I think I got off really easily. Okay. Yeah, good. See ya. Okay. Off we go.
I'm gonna lie, that changeover was really quickly. I wasn't expecting Mae to come get there so soon.
Hi, I'm Kalia Lai. I started running from when I was a little girl. Obviously just loved running, didn't do any races, just took part in sports day.
Slightly apprehensive, but I'm sure my nerves will calm down in a bit.
Like, you run right past it?
Literally right past it. It was on your left.
Never saw it. So...
Tallest remaining stretch of Hadrian's Wall, standing up to 3 metres high.
Disaster.
Go back and look for it.
I in my head,
Do it again.
I was looking far away. I thought I'd get like I'd turn a corner and it would like come into view. Is this it? Is that the wall?
That's the wall, yeah.
Oh God, this is getting really tough now. I just hope that I'm not slowing the team down too much. There's been so many hill bits. Got just under 4 kilometres to go.
I'm quite introverted and I love running by myself in the woods, but having a group of people together, everyone with the same goals, is so moving.
It's okay to go.
I can't taste any brie.
Oh.
Where's my brie?
I think that might just be chicken and bacon, babes.
Did anyone order a chicken and bacon? Because I've got a habit of eating other people's sandwiches.
Oh my gosh, on to the next person. That was so tough.
Well done! Woo, well done!
Has anyone seen the hill that's like literally just there?
Oh yeah, did you see?
Yeah, I saw the wall.
Right, she's doing better than you.
Everyone's like, no, what is this?
Did you not see the wall?
It's up and down, never stops going up and down, but what a glorious thing to be able to run along.
Running's one of the ways that I set goals and I push my boundaries, and that gives me confidence in the rest of my life. And now it's also a way to push the advocacy and try and be a role model to other women, especially mums, that we can still set our goals and achieve great things after we have children.
Well done, Sophie! Woo! Nice, well done!
Girl.
Yay! Okay, we're off.
Go on, Jess.
Enjoy!
Got a stitch already. Oh my gosh, it's a cliff. So we're running along the wall, obviously planned it for months now in advance, and obviously a major thing that we're wanting to come and see is going to be the sycamore tree, or Robin Hood tree as some people call it. And unfortunately this morning we found out that it's been chopped down, which is just such sad news, and it is crazy, like the amount of people that have come here today to get media coverage. I think something for me, which I've only just started considering recently as I've only kind of come into longer distance running in the last kind of 1 to 2 years, is the menstrual cycle. And I think it's something that isn't necessarily addressed because it can be a bit of a maybe taboo topic, but about a couple of weeks ago I was doing a race that was just under 12 hours long, and when you're on your period in that situation, I was just thinking, what do I do? Do you know, it's not spoken about. I don't know anyone that's spoken about what they do when they're in a race, and you know, you have no facilities for when you're on your period. Do you know, there's Portaloos, they don't have running water. It's not like you can change very easily there. Something definitely to be considered, and something that maybe we should address in the future. What do you think? I'm going to touch this big white pyramid thing. It must be something important, right? Here I am. Oh my goodness! Is it like the windiest point on earth or something? I think I've reached the windiest point on earth. I reckon it's important. Glad I got a picture of that. Let's keep going. So we're just tracking Jess, who's out. She's doing so well. It's quite fun dot watching, isn't it?
Yeah, and like it's so accurate as well. You can see exactly where she is.
Yeah, it's so good. It's quite nice as well because it gives us a bit of time to prepare. Otherwise,
Yeah,
I feel
so
like
you
I'd
know-
just be outside the van doing this.
Yeah.
But you get a
Yeah.
really nice, accurate route, and you can set it up so that it can alert all of your contacts. I have my mum gets a little notification every time I go for a run.
Nice.
This could end in disaster. Just gotta go for a little puddle. Okay, ready? Made it! I've done so well to get this far without getting soggy feet.
Live track, ready.
Those teeth so well! They're just there! No! Oh, epic fail!
Leg! Look at your leg! Oh no!
I'm so sorry about that. There you go. Yes! Enjoy that.
Oh.
Yeah.
Up we go!
Oh, I felt like James Bond for a minute and then
You're right.
ended in disaster, yeah. I was very slow and behind on time, but I did have a wonderful time. So,
That's the whole goal of it, right?
yeah, exactly. So I
Pace goal
thought,
is having a wonderful time, and if you don't have a wonderful time, I don't think falling in was in the car.
This is net downhill, but it's lumpy and then it just drops down, and on the lumpy bit it's quite lumpy.
Can I assist in any way? I don't think I can,
that's okay.
Feeling really judged right now. It has udders, not horns. Yeah, hello. Oh gosh. Yes! Pace Pro just beats at me saying new pace, 4:55s. We're downhill, we're on mud. We are slipping, we are sliding. We are having a good time.
So my body battery on here, is that the number like 40? It's 43.
You've got 43 there.
Yeah.
Wow,
What?
That's pretty good. I'm on 5, which is a low.
You're on 5.
What do you think? What do you think training readiness score is at the moment? 21. Loads of space.
My training readiness is 1.
My training readiness is also 1.
Great.
I got 21.
300 meters, come on, come on, come on. And of course there's a hill at the end. Am I running? Does it look like I'm running? I think I'm running. Right. I'm going to this.
I've got it.
Well done, good job.
Okay,
You got this.
Amazing.
The whole reason why I started running actually was right from when I was a little girl. I was very quiet, and for some reason running just made me feel confident in myself because I felt good. I was kind of beating majority of the girls at speed, and it's kind of like my thing that I held on to when I was a child. But I never envisaged myself running long distance. Oh my god, that hill. It's great, the talking distracted me.
Well, we were all just comparing our body batteries and training readiness, and
Oh,
what are you on?
fun. Okay, hang on. I'm on 1 too.
Oh, I was doing so well up until this point. Lord. What is my life right now?
We're all carrying around these InReach mini devices, which are super handy because there's not much signal around here, and all you need is satellite to get send a message.
Yeah, as long as the device can see the sky, you're connected, which is so useful because there are some parts of this where you do feel pretty alone. So knowing that we've got this, we can message each other. Also, if things go seriously wrong, it's got an SOS button which alerts the local emergency services around you so that you know you're always safe on the trails. But also we can message each other, which is very fun because as soon as you send a text, it will then come up.
Got a
on the
message from
InReach
Sarah.
mini too, and then we can communicate. It's essentially like a really tiny phone that's going to work wherever you are, no matter how remote you are, and you can reply as well.
Yeah, and the best thing is it keeps ringing until you acknowledge the message, so you're not going to miss the message as well. Which is
Yes,
great.
if it's buried deep in your pack,
Yeah.
you can get it out.
I've been struggling with injury. I haven't been running for a couple of months now, and when I said yes to the challenge, I was actually like really unsure whether I'd be able to do it or not.
Yeah! Let me take the side route.
I'm running quite fast because I'm feeling quite jittery.
In the dark, just already there's that sort of like heightened fear, and I find it quite like embarrassing even to talk about, like, oh, you shouldn't be scared of the dark, but like really I am. I think I haven't done a lot of trail running on my own or a lot of nighttime running on my own. It's horrible, it's really restrictive because there's so much to be taken from having those sort of experiences out in nature and being able to see the stars and like be really remote and switched off, but I just don't feel that I can access that.
So it can be a little bit scary when it goes dark, but while you're doing activity, what's really handy is that you can go through and put on a torch to automatically come on when you're running, which is super handy. You don't have to faff around with making sure that you are seen on your runs. So I'm just going to scroll down to the flashlight strobe, and then I want it to come on status after sunset, and then that should automatically come on at medium speed, and you can even choose the colour white or red. I'm going to go for white, I think, and we're ready to go.
Oh, no. Okay, God, that's really bright. Currently surrounded by a lot of sheep. Don't know if you can see them. I really struggled. I think injuries is a part of being a runner, and I keep trying to remember that, but it can be really frustrating. So to anyone else that's dealing with that at the moment, I feel you, I salute you, and yeah, just know that things will get better.
Later.
So I hadn't really thought about it, and then when the sun was setting, I was all of a sudden like, shit, this is a bit scary. I think that's why I was so fast, because I was like, ah.
So on last leg, on my last leg anyway.
I can't believe you put on your Instagram, it's the trickle that looks dodgy.
I was just saying.
You're just publicly confirming that you shit yourself.
You know, a gal's gotta do what a gal's gotta do. Hey Sophie, you're so fun, you blow my mind. Hey Sophie! Hey Sophie! Hey pom-poms! Woo!
Listen to Beyonce, our Lord and Saviour. She gets me through everything. Left. Okay.
So running into the night of the challenge,
Just got laughed at by a few guys just because I've got this like gorgeous high vis on.
we're seeing changes in like races and making it more open for women to join. But one thing for sure is running in the dark. For women that maybe have like a 9 to 5 or are only free in the evenings, that makes it so much more difficult.
I knew you guys would be here for me, and I felt, like we were in touch if I needed anything. As a woman living in London, like I would never run in the dark on my own ever without the team. Like, I would not come and do something like this. Because I can't imagine like hours and hours of me just like, oh my god. I was like, it's only 20 minutes, so it'll be fine.
The clock is counting. No,
Jess,
about 4 minutes
if you
away.
could run really fast, that would really help me.
Is this a handshake? Because I don't want to shake on that.
Thanks. I'm a little bit tired. That's not good enough, Jess. You know what? I think 14 and a half hours has a lovely ring to it. Doesn't it?
You know, my husband doesn't understand why I call him if I'm walking back late at night from the gym and I've got my keys in a hand. He's never going to understand that.
Thinking about the routes that you're going to take, whether it's like well lit, what you're going to wear, changing up the routes constantly to make sure that, you know, if you're being followed, then that they don't know where you're going.
It'd be amazing if we never had to worry when we went out for a run. We could go out for a run at any time of day in any place.
500 meters to go. I can see it on my Garmin.
Come on. Woo! Woo! Smashed it.
What a handover!
Kalia.
I was so glad to see Newcastle. We're at the 7 bridges. I can't count anymore. I'm too broken. But I think there are 7.
Running for me when I first started was kind of a double-edged sword in that it was the place that I felt the most alive, safe, happy until it wasn't. I was just out for an easy long run. I had open ear headphones on so I could hear what was going on, and then suddenly a group of guys cycled up behind me and one of them just slapped my bum as hard as they could. And actually what's scary in that moment is not anticipating that it's going to happen again. It's knowing what your reaction is when something like that happens. And I had always thought up until then that if anything like that happened, I would have, I don't know, a good reaction, an appropriate reaction, whatever that should be. But actually what happened is I froze, I couldn't speak, and then something switched and I tried to chase after them, and it just felt like I couldn't think clearly. I wasn't doing anything that made any sense, and I just felt completely and utterly useless. It ruined that park, that space for me for a good few months, because it doesn't matter if it happens every run. It only needs to happen once. You only need one person to wolf whistle at you or slap your ass or shout at you as you're running, and it is a conscious thought for weeks. And then it's a subconscious thought for months, and you might not ever get rid of it. Everyone has that little tense up moment when they see something that they know could mean danger, whether that's a person up ahead of them when you're running and it's getting a bit dark, or someone who you think's following you, or a group of kids on bikes who you think could be a bit of a threat. And it's not fair that that's what you have to anticipate when you're out trying to get that mental headspace. All we want to do is go for a run.
Let's go! That way! Send it!
Oh my god! We're on to the final leg! I can't believe it! I thought we'd never get to this point, and here we are. So I'm going full send for the final bit. And it's so hard to see anything. The team are going to meet me in about, I want to say, just under 3k. I'm so excited to see them. I honestly cannot say how proud I am of this team. We've just stuck together and worked together and encouraged each other. I'm just so proud. This is what we can achieve when we work together, and this is what women in sport are really capable of. Off we go!
This challenge was so much more than going out and running the length of the wall.
Each individual woman, we come from different backgrounds, different ages, different abilities, and there are so many things that you don't realise could or do have an impact on other women.
Sort of imposter syndrome we know is widespread amongst women, and feeling like we have to be perfect at something to be able to engage in it or to label ourselves with it. The 4 other women that I was running with are incredible, showing me that, you know, there are so many different ways to be an incredible woman or incredible runner. I feel really energized from the experience.
I feel like it's just really built up my confidence to be able to run alone and with other people, and to think that actually maybe I can achieve more than I thought I could.
Thinking like, how do we not know each other like yesterday?
I never met any of you.
Yeah.
When I'm racing, I'll be running next to a woman and they'll tell me every kind of detail about their running, and I love that we can be so open with each other as runners. I love that we can share stories. I love how we can support each other as women no matter what stage of life we're at. So it's something that I really cherish about running.
I've had my best conversations, I think, like out on the trails or on the road. When you're running, it feels like almost those barriers break down a little bit, and if it's like a long run or a hard run, you have almost this shared suffering that I think brings you closer.
I'm straight over there! Oh my gosh! We've got to touch the gate!
I don't think there's any better feeling than being surrounded by a group of women coming towards the gates at the end of Hadrian's Wall and just knowing how much we'd achieved in one day. everyone.
14 hours, 2 minutes, and 48 seconds.